2, 1.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mass Connection.
I'm Dubz Glass.
And this is Seriously Stoned. This week, we have Shiner and Keeper of Fire, a.k.a. Hashhole 420. What's up, boys?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. Figured I'd come over here and get stoned.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get started.
I heard we have a plethora of flower to smoke tonight, guys.
There's plenty of dabs as well. Lots of concentrate on the table.
Yeah,
and
so
in the air.
Let's start. What is that?
Hey, this is a butt plug. So we're going to start off the show with Shiner's personal butt plug. It's sitting on the table. It seems clean. It smells clean.
At least it keeps it clean, people. Hygiene is 100%.
That's key in tissue culture.
You got to wipe
Tissue
front to
culture.
back. That's the trick. In one direction, unidirectional.
So we got Shiner, who's doing tissue culture. We have Sailor, who washes fire-ass hash and also
Grow some fire.
fire-ass flower. And I believe you also grow as well.
I do. I'm a patient. I grow my own medicine at the house, but I also work at a dispensary in Rhode Island.
That joint right there
The
is
cultivation facility.
That's his weed?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you
What
work
about
for-
yourself, Sailor?
What were we talking about again? I thought we were getting stoned.
You washing hash and growing.
No.
Washing hash and grabbing ass?
Do a little bit of grabbing ass while washing hash. Usually it's poor Jordy's. He's got to deal with that shit.
Yeah, I never got the ass grab.
But yeah, you weren't there yet. You know, put some
Stage
fucking time
4.
in.
That's
Yeah.
stage 4.
Yeah, step 3, we all know step 3, but we can't talk about step 3 on the air.
Oh, God.
Well, welcome, boys. Welcome. So Shiner's definitely an interesting motherfucker to talk to. For those of you who don't know, he works at Slater, like he said, tissue culture fucking genius. When you get the motherfucker started, it's like a ripcord. You pull the fucking cord, and he just goes. So, with that said, I mean, maybe we should get into what you brought to smoke first. Yeah, let's do that.
Put your quarter in the machine.
What you got over there?
There's a bunch. So this is some AC/DC Harley Sue. This is a CBD concentrate.
That brought me back to life New Year's.
That one's a good one. This is Chernobyl. That's another concentrate.
That's what we're smoking right now with flower, right?
Yep, there's some flower of that as well going around. Yeah, that's all I brought.
Fire.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled up some strawberry cough.
So with tissue cultures, you can do numerous different things with that technology. You can clean dirty plants. You can store strains, genetics for long periods of time.
All that. Yeah, there's a lot going on with it. Once you create the lab and you start going on the biotechnology path, there's a lot of different applications for it.
Yeah.
So there's micropropagation, which is cloning in vitro, so making multiple copies of the same set of genetics. So just like you would clone in, like, say, an aero cloner or any type of traditional media. But this is done in a sterile environment, so that way the plants, when they're coming out, they're clean, they're free of any bugs, no surface pathogens. Through these different techniques, you can also remove viruses from the plants through different by taking smaller cuts, specifically meristematic culture, which is where you're isolating the newly growing portion of the plant that's free from the vasculature of the plant, so it doesn't have any of those viruses that are contained in the DNA or the RNA, and you multiply those out, and then they're free from the viruses, so then you can multiply them in vitro.
And just from one, you could get a couple hundred cuts, obviously. I mean,
Oh yeah, over time they multiply out very quickly, up to, ideally 3 to 4 times in a month's cycle. So
that's sick.
if you start with, say, 4 plants in a box, and a box is 2 inches by 2 inches by 3 inches tall, you can fit 4 little cuttings in there, and then in a month those 4 cuttings could ideally become 12, and then that's a space of 2 by 2, and you can fit easily 1,000 plants on a rack.
A tray.
Exactly. And so
so it saves time, newts, energy, lights, all that.
Yup. You don't have to service them once you put them in there. You just let them ride for. You don't have to subculture. For extended periods of time for certain processes. Like I can go as long as I typically wait about a month before I start subbing into new medias, but in that period of time the plant's already done what I've asked it to do, and it's rooted typically, so it's ready to get hardened off and then transferred to the garden. But you can always keep the cuts multiplying, so they replace the mother plants.
Yep.
Right. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So as a grower, Sailor, what benefits would that have to you as a regular grower, or as if somebody was being a commercial grower?
Well, I mean, opening up a new spot now, just having someone like him being able to say, hey, I need 50 of this, 50 of this, 50 of this, and knowing that you have a clean spot, you're opening up, you don't want to worry about anything coming in. So what you do is you actually put your eggs in the basket and you pay somebody smart like this to make sure that your stuff is taken care of. So the problems down the line that you're going to spend a lot of money trying to take care of and or chopping a place down and going, shit, I just lost everything.
Yeah, especially when you're doing it on a big scale.
Like when it comes to the amount clones cost now, if you're buying them somewhere, I mean, buying clean ones would be shit.
Foolish not to.
Foolish not to. Absolutely foolish.
So, any particular strains that you have that your all-time favorite? Yeah, I've asked that to every single guest.
All-time favorite. Okay, one of my all-time favorites. It's
That just does it for you.
Yeah, for my personal one is AC/DC crossed with animal cookies. It's dope.
That sounds nice.
So it's a 3-2. It usually comes out about 15% THC, 10% CBD, and it's so fire. It's like medicine, but it knocks you down, but it's really good. I like it.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is so in tissue culture, is it, besides any of that stuff, can you do like genetic crosses within like tissue cultures instead of doing pollen and stuff like that?
No, that's still more of a breeder. That's still more of like a breeder thing.
Okay.
This is more about cleaning up the plants and producing a clean medicine.
Preserving them. And
Exactly. So we only touched on like a couple of things. We touched on basically like nodal culture. What it would be referred to as nodal culture, where you're isolating a node, multiplying it out in vitro, and then rooting it in vitro, and then you have a whole plant, harden it off, like I said before.
Yeah.
That would be like nodal culture. That's you can call that micropropagation. And then the other one where we talked about meristematic culture, that's more of like a way to get rid of viruses, but it's not necessarily one that is good for, say, multiplication.
I got you.
You can run a plant through meristematic culture multiple times to clean it up, to get rid of viruses and stuff, and it does have a regenerative effect on the plant as well by putting it through this cycle multiple phases. But like I said, it's a long process. It takes a while, as opposed to the nodal culture, which is more a little bit longer than traditional cloning. It's definitely more of an investment in time than, say, taking some cuts off of mother plants, sticking them in an aero cloner, waiting say a few weeks, and then you got rooted plants. This is more of an investment in time, but the idea is reinvigorated plants that are clean, free from viruses, free from bugs, free from any surface pathogens. You can remove mold, mycelium from the surface of the plant, which powdery mildew is an issue in the cultivation of marijuana.
Especially around here.
Exactly. We're in one of those environments where it is definitely susceptible to being around already on the natural flora in the area, and so being that we're moving in and out of these facilities with the plants, we can bring those potentially, we could bring those spores in, and it can have a problem. But this is a way to save plants, right? So we talked about, like, you talked about storing of the plants, so creating like a genetic bank. There's different
library.
Right, a library. So one of the cool things that they're doing is synthetic seeds, which is taking those nodes that we talked about and where you can multiply them out. But instead of multiplying out, you encapsulate them in sodium alginate, which is it forms like a hard bead around this node, and then you can store it in a fridge, cryo store it for up to 8 months unserviced. When you want to service it, just put it into a test tube, multiply it out. You're germinating this synthetic seed, which is really just a node that's encapsulated in a hard agar substitute. And then, so that's like a long way to long-term store genetics. But just keeping them in the boxes, you don't have to say service them for.
This is something that you offer as well. Like you can do this for people, or set them up to have their own lab, obviously.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this is it's a pretty it's a very teachable process. There's
Scots.
Yeah, definitely easy to learn.
So, as a grower and a hash maker, what do you prefer doing, hash or growing?
It's 2 different times of the day. Morning time
I
I
like
wake
coming up and watching with you.
Morning time I wake up.
But my
and
back doesn't.
All I can think of is I gotta get some work done. I don't know if you guys don't wake up being like I gotta get some work done. Go back to sleep. Wake up when you get your shit together, and go to work. Like, I don't know. I wake up at 6, something like that, and I'm out of the house in the lab by 7, and usually I'll water plants that aren't even mine, just because I feel like doing it.
I can attest to this.
Shout out to the grow store for not open until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, shout out to the grow stores who never open till real time. People do actually get up
Early.
Like, we're not drunk. We ain't hungover. We ain't gonna lay there. Like, I gotta get up because I need to do shit. So open that damn store. How about like 9 o'clock even? I'll go good with 9 o'clock. You can take
Get coffee at 8. Roll up to the grocery store.
you
Skirt.
can take 5% off my discount if you open up at 9.
You guys are gonna be so high. It's.
Oh no, it's
my
not
words
so high.
aren't
It's seriously
flowing.
so.
Seriously high.
That's a fatty of Scots, and this fatty of biker is gonna get lit in a little bit.
Oh my
This is a reverse
goodness, look at all
joint.
those
Did
over
you
there.
see how I lit that?
Oh yeah.
I don't understand why there's paper.
Nah, so you roll it backwards. So you put the the glue inside, lick it, stick the paper to it, then burn off the excess.
I need this CBD.
Like,
I
Bring
just
me
like to
back a little
smoke
bit.
joints, people.
can you do that for waistline or?
All right, so you're working on a new facility up north in Maine, Sailor. Is that?
Yeah, we're working on a little bit of something. Trying to get some more, I guess, say single source hash going. I have specific strains I want to grow, certain things I want to test. Anybody who knows me knows that I like to guinea pig things, try things out, find something new. Well, it's that time, and
Yeah, we're actually pretty excited. We're gonna go up there February 1st and 2nd and record 4 different episodes up there for a whole month. Call it Maine month.
oh, nice.
It'll
we
be a fun
got
time. I can't wait to
upstate.
eat. Oh, I can't wait to eat the fucking food in Portland.
He's literally planning food 30 days in advance.
I called him
people.
the other day. I said, "Yo, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it." He's like, "What?" I was like, "I'm so excited to eat when we get to fucking Portland, bro." He's like, "We're gonna eat everywhere."
Yeah.
So we got
These joints
Upstate
keep
Gardens
coming.
and Jasper Newton on an episode. We got Vacation Land Genetics on an episode.
Uncle Vacay.
Oh, we're
Uncle
getting
Mark
Uncle Mark on the
Vacay.
fuck camera, kid.
Fucking
And
Uncle
then,
Vacay's.
we have Calicory Melts.
Randy.
And we are pending a Maine glass artist. So if you or someone you know
Wait,
is a
which one?
badass Maine glass artist that wants to come chat with us, fucking holler at us, man.
Maybe Ben can make that call. Ben, I don't know if you're gonna be listening, but you should be. So, Ben, let's see if you can
What's
make
up,
that
man?
connection. All right.
So we're excited for Maine month. We're gonna be out in the Portland area and traveling with our gear and setting up.
They won't get it.
No. They're going to keep the Scots down there, man.
He just never gets access to it, so he might as well smoke the shit out of it while it's there.
So,
What's this joint
pre-rolling
fucked up?
of the camera, Shiner, you were discussing something with a homie from Greencraft Distribution, who we're going to be having on the show in a few weeks.
Yep.
What exactly were you guys talking about? Before you get into it, for everyone at home that's probably like, man, Colin never shuts up. Why is he just sitting there silently? I'm the dumbest motherfucker in the room right now. So when I'm the dumbest motherfucker in the room, I sit there and I shut up and I listen.
I can attest to
And
that.
everyone at home should do the same. This game right here should be on like an OnlyFans account or you got to pay for it or some shit.
Wait, listen.
This should be on a private Snapchat. This info right here is priceless. So just listen and soak it up.
Put it this way, when you have me silent, it's typically because there's that one person in the fucking room. Shiner's that one person in the room that knows more than I do about a topic to where I will shut the fuck up and listen. So I highly suggest the rest of the world does it.
So what were you talking about? You were saying it was something that was like a complete. It's basically like a wives' tale. What were you talking about?
Got a traffic jam on joints.
So, yeah, right. These are
No, we
killing me.
don't.
Goodness. I hope that the words flow. All right. So, he was asking about if he was saying that he heard that tissue culture can restore old genetics, right? He was saying he used
Like the potency. And
right. He used the example of like old. I believe he said like old land race. Is it possible to bring back vigor to something that's old? And yes, that's absolutely possible. So he almost he didn't exactly say it, but he was going towards saying like genetic drift, right? Which is it's not people misuse that. So what genetic drift is basically like when two parents make babies, right? All those babies come out different, and then what we're doing as cultivators of marijuana is we're looking at those babies. Or breeders would be looking at those babies and then picking out the best ones and then multiplying them out, right? So that is actually genetic drift. That's fucking pheno hunting. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So that's first off. Let's debunk that. Genetic drift is fucking pheno hunting.
You heard it here. Making babies is pheno hunting.
Yeah, that's genetic drift. Okay. Now what actually is happening to your plants is they're getting fucking old, right? So it's called DNA methylation, right? It's a mechanism of epigenetics, right? You're gonna kill me with these, bro.
Can't overdose on weed, people. I just want you to know
If
that.
you've noticed, his favorite weeds all have CBD in them.
I do.
He's gonna die before the end of the night.
I got CBD. I just took a dab. It brought me back a bit, but let me keep going. So, all right, it's called epigenetic methylation, right? And it's a like I said, it's a methylation of DNA. It's a mechanism of epigenetics, and what it causes is gene mutation, and it affects expressions of genes, right? So shit's getting old, man. That's like when people get old, shit starts breaking down too. Like these are annual fucking plants. They're supposed to live one season in nature,
die.
but we are these artificial
You're
fucking
manipulating
environments.
them.
Exactly. So we extend their life periods for fucking way beyond what they would ever be in nature. And so of course they're gonna get fucking old. They're gonna break down. Their DNA is gonna fuck up.
You're
But-
gonna start pooping their pants. You're gonna have to start feeding them prune juice.
Right. But we can through our technology, we can make them like new, and we can get rid of that epigenetic methylation, that and reset those genes through somatic organogenesis. So what that is isolating a single tissue type, whether it's stem, petiole, or leaf. So petiole would be what attaches the leaf to the stem. So isolating one of those types of tissues, and then what we do is we take that tissue type and put it into a media that contains specifically two different types of hormones, auxins and cytokinins, in equal portion, so in similar amounts. And what it causes that tissue to do is become dedifferentiated parenchyma cells. These parenchyma cells are super totipotent. So every plant cell has this totipotent capability where they can become a new organism, right? That's
Totipotent.
Toady fucking potent. Listen, when I was learning about this, I was watching YouTube videos, and all the videos I was watching, it was fucking Indian dudes. So listen, it's totipotent capabilities. All right, listen. Okay, this is how I fucking learned this. Okay, literally watching fucking YouTube and reading a bunch of shit.
Okay, so but pause for
Whoa,
a second.
books?
Pause
Yeah,
for a second.
bro.
Okay, so From what I understand about your background, now correct me if I'm wrong, and we don't even need to get into this if you don't want to, but you wanted to learn tissue culture. You reached out to a few of like the top dogs that were doing it, and they kind of told you to kind of like kick rocks, beat feet, and so you taught yourself, and now you actually are in cahoots with them here and there.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, we all. I'm cool with. I try to be cool with everybody. I like everybody as much as I can.
No, that's cool that you were like, all right, cool, I'll teach myself and I'll be back.
Yeah, so like I originally teamed up with my homie Adam from Vegas, and he was working at a lab out there. He's since transferred to a different lab, but he's still doing tissue culture, kicking fucking ass. Adam G.
Shout out Adam G. What's his at? What's his tag?
ARGTC. Check him out. He's cool. He's a cool homie. So we originally we started this pretty close to around the same time originally, and then like through just like us collaborating originally on fucking Instagram, and then just like liking each other, and then like let's keep going, and then turns out that eventually like the company that he was working for got picked up by the company where the oversight company for where I work. So we were kind of working under the same umbrella so it was cool. So we already knew each other from before, and then we were like, turns out we were working for the same people. So
Sweet.
That was dope. But yeah, we learned this together, and we grew together. It was really beneficial to have each other to lean on, each other's experience and knowledge, and just talking it out, logicking it out, because that's how we overcame a lot of the hurdles, and definitely had some other inputs from some really great mentors. Shout out Phil, Canonic Laboratories. He's also on Instagram at Canonic Laboratories. That dude is a fucking G. Like, I shut up when he talks, because he's so much fucking smarter than like, my God, his knowledge is like, he's an ocean of knowledge. That guy is a beast. But he definitely.
Did you see how that beats it?
Definitely, yeah, I saw
don't
that.
Die over there. He almost lit his beard on fire, Ken.
He definitely was a big help in my tissue culture journey, and still continues to be. He's so great, really great guy.
Oh, that's loud.
So let's get back to this and how tissue culture fixes old fucking plants. So remember we were talking about we were doing equal portions of auxins and cytokinins into the media. This makes what's called a callousing media. And so auxins are important. They're generated in the meristems, the tops of the plants. They rain down through the.
Trying to use the butt plug.
Yeah, you're good. Oh man, I need some fucking CBD. I'm wrecked.
Oh, Jesus. See, all these
Carl
brains,
likes
but
to
can't
light it.
hold his weed.
Yo, we're mixing like 8 fucking strains. So it's like salad of terps and
I intentionally-
flour.
Chernobyl, Scott's, Biker, Kush, and
I told
strawberry
him
coffee
to
all
pump
rolled
the
up.
brekes because we're only 24 minutes in.
He goes, yo,
It's
relax,
a super salad.
Poor kid. First dab.
Colin doesn't know how much is too much until he's passed out on a couch. He's dead.
You
We
heard it
gotta
here
poke
first,
him with
folks.
the stick.
All right, let me keep going. So, auxins and cytokinins in equal portions. This makes what's called a callousing media. This causes that individual cell type that we isolated, whether it was stem or petiole or leaf, it causes it to become dedifferentiated parenchyma cells. These cells are super totipotent. It's generating a new tissue type versus what cloning is, which is just rooting old complex types of tissue, multiple types of tissue. So you're generating a new tissue type, and with these dedifferentiated parenchyma cells, then you take those parenchyma cells, that callus that comes from that, and the idea is to put it into a shoot-inducing media, so one containing a cytokinin. Cytokinins are generated in plants in the roots, and they travel up through the xylem, and then they cause upward growth. And then auxins, they're generated in meristem, they rain out through the phloem. And so that it causes those parenchyma cells to become a shoot, and then you take that shoot and you want to put it into a rooting media. That would be one containing an auxin, and then you have a whole new plant. And what that's done, that whole process, is it's reset that epigenetic clock, and it's gotten rid of that epigenetic methylation, and so that is a way of unaging of the plants and restoration of vigor.
So
Shit.
can you do that to my knee?
That just, oh man, that just made my internals so happy.
Does that work on knees by any chance?
Oh, right.
Yo,
Stem cells, bro.
Go
to Mexico.
All you cats that are holding on to those old ass genetics, you know what? We're just gonna put one of this place up here. So get at me because I want to see these old genetics the way they should be. So let's revigor these bitches. I mean,
Yeah,
We're gonna vig the fuck out of this shit.
we're gonna vig the world. At least the weed world.
Watch out, I'm vigging everything out, yeah.
I'm gonna hit this CBD dab.
we gotta have
Save
a
me.
recovery.
That CBD shit brought me back on New Year's for
I
like
like it.
I just
20
wanna-
minutes, and then I was like standing up against the wall like,
Bodhi,
just wanna give a
Bodhi Genetics, ACDC Harley Sue, fire. Bodhi Genetics, their own Instagram, check them out.
I got some of their ACDC genetics. I just want to give a shout out to SF Glass.
Oh,
dude, my man. I was talking to him today actually.
Yeah.
Yep,
He's out of the
chowing in
hospital in
too.
a recovery, in a rehab facility now. He's working on getting better for
Damn.
the
Sorry, my
physical
lungs.
rehabilitation that he needs. And
Yes, he's fucking-
hopefully he's out and about soon. Like, we can't wait to see him. Hopefully when he's out, he'll come up on the podcast.
I told him
We
the
give
other
a
day, I was
shout
like, we got a
out every
CP
single
whenever you want.
Every single episode, we give him a shout out. Say what up, Steve.
What up, Steve?
Any shout outs for anybody else this week? You got anything, Colin?
No, man, I don't got anything. Shout out the Care Factory for hosting us here.
Yep, Care Factory.
His place is sick. We got
Doing
Ryan
a
Gardell
massive-
in here painting a
massive
sick
mural.
fucking mural in there. When you guys see it, you're gonna be like, damn, that's fire.
I already seen it.
I walked in there, it was dope.
It is absolutely fire.
Yeah,
Dude's
you can't
killing
come
it
in
in there.
now because you guys would get high from all the fumes.
I'm done. Got my shit
Yeah,
together.
I can't see how those guys aren't retarded after spray paint in a room with fucking barely any oxygen. Dude sitting in there, there's like 19 broken
I think they
windows, and what
enjoy
they
it.
do is cardboard up the broken windows and then start spray painting. I mean,
I think
come
no,
on,
I think
guys,
no,
get
I
your
think
shit
they, I
together.
think they're enjoying it. I think that's half the payment.
I think that's half the payment. He says. Is that how you artists work?
I walked in there, it was
All right, so I really want to get into like actual art. So I think I'm gonna put a canvas next to the torch. So when I'm blowing glass and I get into that zone, I can just snap and just make some crazy shit.
That's sick.
So wait, you're telling me you're gonna put a canvas next to your fire-ridden torch?
Yeah, maybe
So
not
while you're
next
in the
to it.
zone, you can spray paint
In the garage though.
next to your
You know where I'm at.
torch.
Like
No,
behind me.
aerosol and torches.
No, I'm not gonna run them at the same time. It's just same space.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's got that.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
got that sweet fan to vent. It did so good when we were doing dabs in
That
there.
fan's retarded.
Dude,
It fell
that-
out once.
It did fall out once.
Oh my
I
god! One
remember
time
that.
I'm mid.
That fan is handicapped.
I'm blowing
Remember
glass.
it? Listen,
I'm blowing glass, and the fan literally falls out of the window. I'm like focused as fuck. I'm doing something I'm probably not even supposed to be doing, and it just falls. And I jumped so fucking high, man. I was in the fucking zone. Shit ruined my day.
And we hotboxed the shit out of that on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that thing spins anymore.
That garage is good for more than just blowing
Is
glass.
that some straw, Nana?
shout outs from Nana.
Go,
Turks.
go.
Oh my god,
Go ham, yeah.
it's so crazy.
That's that upstate Stronana.
This is Sakura Stronana.
Soctra Stronana.
That's what that smells like. What? It's been
I don't even know what that
3
means.
months, 4 months. So.
I'll take a video.
Soctra Stronana means that he hides it in his sock drawer. And it
My wife
still
doesn't dab
smells
it
just like strawn Anna. Yeah, go ham. It's gonna fuck your world up because that, for some reason, that strawn Anna just destroys your brain.
Yeah, he just smokes CBD to bring himself back to life.
Wait, are we done smoking flower right
We
now?
got some-
No,
we
we
got
gotta
some-
light something up.
Nah, I had to have, you know.
Is this a sativa? Or
Welcome to the second half of the show.
Welcome to the second half.
Lie to me. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
a
Second
sativa.
half
smoked that last one though. I can
It's
tell
not
you
fat
that.
enough. Listen, there's only one way to smoke a blunt. If it's the only thing to smoke out of, for one, I guess there's two ways. And two, it has to have 3.5 grams or more. Shout out Jordy, 3.5 gram master makes it look like 2.5.
Love you, Jordy.
And it doesn't fall apart when you smoke it. Shout out Kaya.
It's flat
Yo,
as
Kaya
fuck.
Gardening grows some okay weed. Pretty good weed. But
I'm gonna have to edit that part out.
his blunt rolling skills
Suck.
are horrible.
The worst damn backwood you ever did see.
Shout out Jackie
just-
for saving him sometimes.
He takes it out of the package, he unrolls it, and then he folds it in half.
and then steps all
He
over
just
it.
he puts the weed in it, folds it in half, and then just holds it together with all 5 fingers. He just holds it, smokes it.
I'm surprised he doesn't use one of those like metal
Yo,
paper
we
clips.
I was gonna say a clothespin. We can get him a clothespin to just slide up the side of it real
Yeah.
quick. Because
He's like,
Shout
yo,
out
Jackie, you
Kaya.
got any bobby pins?
Shout out Kaya Gardening. Come out to our learn how to roll a blunt class anytime.
We're gonna have to have him back on the show. He was one of our first guests. For those of you who don't keep up on the podcast,
And this is
go
the
fuck
ghost.
yourself.
This is the ghost of Christmas Past
This
from
was
episode
ghost
1.
guest.
Yeah.
You can actually see his face. He was
Episode
joining
1.
us from Florida in
For the
episode
feds.
1.
For the feds.
I like how this episode is
Listen.
quickly turned into like the International Haters Club. Hate.
It's so much more fun to do episodes like this though than question and
If
answer.
my phone wasn't dead, I'd get Kaya on the phone and get him on this.
No. Definitely, we're definitely trying to not let it become that. We just like to
No, it was just teasing.
hit Kaya with the razzle dazzle because
Oh.
he's the first to hit us with it.
If anybody's watching this and they happen to have a boat hull that they don't need, Kaya has an engine for it.
Oh shit! Anyone with the engine stand out there, holler my boy Kaya Gardening.
Yeah.
He's got a parking space that he's gotta put it in.
You want to be halfies on a boat? That's the way to be halfies on a boat.
Oh, I love you, Kaya. You
Captain,
motherfuckers-
Captain Gardening is looking for a hull.
Oh, we should just start calling him Captain Garden.
Captain Gardening. Oh, he's been kind of looking for a rebirth. I think that's it.
I
Because
think
it's Kaya
so.
Gardening, and usually it's like, isn't it Captain last name?
Only catches a sunburn.
All right, so how's the new facility coming up there?
Pretty good. We just linked all the lights and everything together so that way we could just, use everything fancy instead of having to go and play fucking little kid games anymore.
Fancy.
Drain the waste all into a floor drain. Don't have to worry about all that extra moisture. We got some
Revigorizing the soil underneath us.
vigorizing the soil wherever that fucking drain goes to.
Got a nice, safe platform to work off of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Freaking Home Depot in the scaffolding game.
Much
But
safer
no,
than ladders.
It's coming along well. We'll be a couple months from now. We'll have some real nice different hashes going out. Looks like we're gonna be running chit. Had a brain fart. Maybe some sour skunk. Creme watermelon, Kaya Garden, and creme watermelon. We gotta rename that the KG creme watermelon, just so that way y'all know.
KG.
The Captain Garden.
Yeah, you know.
The Captain
Kaya
Gardening.
Garden and creme watermelon. We're gonna throw some fat buds on that one and see if we can make some real nice flour out of it. I have a
Slowed
dosey.
down, but it didn't stop.
I have a dosey that everybody seems to like, so we figure we might as well crank a row of that.
Fucking right.
I got that Chem 4 hiding out, but she done produced worth a dick. She's
That's gonna be a flower.
We're gonna have to revigorate that one.
Revigor.
She's she's an ugly one, right?
She's, oh my god, she's ugly. She looks like she's got tobacco mosaic virus across her entire fucking body. Listen, if that plant doesn't have two freaking, the left and the center leaf don't curl into themselves like a parenthesis, you ain't got that Chem 4. But that motherfucker's
That's
ugly.
easy to get rid of.
Is it? Yeah, we're gonna have to
Mosaic?
revigor her. Well,
Mosaic
no,
virus?
that's the thing is that's just the plant. Everywhere I've ever seen it, she's looked the exact same way. And so I'd
Maybe
like
it
to
always
get her
had it.
back to her. That's what I'm thinking because it's
It's an easy,
It's
it's an
pretty
easy as
easy.
fuck way to get rid of that.
yeah. That's why.
Amending media. When you're doing tissue culture, you can put different things into your media to attack viruses, antivirals, PAMPs, which are pathogen-associated molecular patterns. These are different things you can use.
You know, you could be a rapper by stringing all these
Yeah, I was
words.
gonna say you put all these words together in Hindi voice. Holy
That would
shit.
be the bomb.
That would.
I would blow up on Bollywood.
Whoa. I don't know if you can.
Yo,
use
and
that
you'd
many
be
Bob
like
references.
I can't
6
dance,
foot
though.
taller than everyone else.
I can't fucking dance though. That's the problem.
I
No
got you,
moves.
Join
bro.
Collins Club.
No.
I'll teach you some dance.
Hate.
Our crew is literally the biggest ball busting crew in the world. So if you don't get down with the ball busting, you can't even hang with us. You can't go out to eat with us. You can't hang out with us.
Like,
Just
listen,
stay home.
If we're not busting your balls, chances are your
Don't like
skin's
you.
not thick enough, and we. I mean, not even that we don't like you. It's just I don't like listening to people cry and complain. So therefore, if you're gonna bitch because I'm gonna give you shit for 10 seconds, well, I'm gonna give you shit for 10 seconds,
Believe
and
me,
then I'm gonna walk out of the
he's gonna
room.
give you shit for 10 weeks.
And then you're gonna eventually be like, oh, you're not gonna stop unless I stop bitching about this. I guess that's called bullying nowadays, but in my day that was
It was
called
life.
busting balls and fucking
Yeah, busting balls.
shooting
makes
shit.
you- With the podcast, I've been liking the setup of it. Dom does a great job with it. It's fun. We're having a good time.
I think it's fun.
Shiner.
I think more growers are going to be coming on.
Coming on here. What did you expect? Were you excited to come on? Did you have any questions for us?
What do we do in a
I
daily?
was definitely excited to
days
come
daily?
on. Sure, I can
Until
think
you
of a
found
few
out that he had
questions.
to smoke this much weed.
Dude, yeah, you guys seriously stoned. I didn't realize you took the title so literally. Oh my god, I was trying
Are
to.
you stoned?
Well, we had to take a lot out because we were in the presence of Sailor, and I've seen his dabs, and
Holy shit!
Tend to take some decent
I,
dabs.
You need
I don't
to-
usually smoke flowers. Is the thing like I'm usually just
Yeah,
a straight
I'm a wild
concentrates
guy, too, so
Yo,
flower kicks
fucking,
my ass.
This is wrecking me.
yeah, I'm a flower guy.
I love
I
it.
need my flowers.
I know. Every time I hang out with you, you're always smoking. Fucking,
Smoke you out,
You're
son.
chain smoking fucking joints, dude.
It's pretty insane how much weed we smoke on a show.
It's pretty insane how much weed you two smoke flower-wise on a normal. Never mind the show. This is like them getting their nighttime smoke before going the nights out, anyways. So it's not like it's anything fucking majorly insanely different.
This is pre-gaming. You're saying?
So how was your guys' New Year's?
Holy shit! It was great.
I'm gonna go home and smoke more with my wife.
Good. I won
I'm gonna
this.
do dabs when I get home.
I won a raffle at Kai Gardening's thingy. Damn, he just keeps coming up. I won a raffle. It got me a whitetail thing.
New Year's was dope.
That was
Whitetails
dope.
was
I did
Shout
too.
out.
Oh,
At fucking-
double raffle winners.
Kaya rig shit.
And,
That was like at the benefit that we did for Christmas. Like a bunch of people associated with either me or the place we threw it all won, and it was like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
this looks so bad.
If you
like
also
I swear it's not rigged.
I was sitting there collecting tickets, and if you notice though, the people putting the shit on were dropping $100 bills in the bucket to get tickets.
Yep.
And then you get the people
There are
that
people threw
would
down.
coming up grabbing 2 tickets or something or 1 ticket, and then you get the person being like, "Yo, I'll take 20."
Yep.
So I mean, I've always said that's the way to win. You gotta buy on the win. Freaking
really do.
concentrate hard. And that motherfucker, he'll throw down a couple $100 on a raffle depending on what's in it. But dude always walks away with enough. Like
It's true.
I got
You know how much I spent?
$5.
20. We got 5 tickets for
Yeah.
20.
Did
And
you
that-
win?
We won on like the second round on New Year's Eve.
What'd you win?
I won the first round. Yeah.
Some
but-
oil and
Yeah.
We got a fucking sweet ass bong from Whitetail Glass. Bunch of
Shout out Kyle.
edibles. I forget
He's
where
been a
they were
guest.
oh yeah.
from. Some concentrate. And where's the concentrate from? You guys had him on. What was it? Urban Genetics.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Urban Genetics. Got some concentrate from him. That was fire. and got some white hoe flour. I forget where that was from though.
White hoe. Is that? I think that's him
That's
too.
him too.
I
think that's him too.
My girl loves it. My girl loves that one.
Actually,
White
I
Hoe.
think it's from Yin Yang Creations. I think that's his
twins.
partner.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure though. I'm not 100% positive. Either way, I know this.
She keeps bringing up how much she likes it. That
I think
means
it's
she
Pie
really
Ho.
likes it.
Are joints dying over there?
No, I don't even know.
No, they can't die over there. Come on, man. Let's keep them shits going.
Yeah, I don't
Hey.
think it's White Ho. I think it's Pie Ho.
Oh, it said Wayho on the lid, on the.
White
was like a-
Tahoe, probably.
It was like, yeah, that's what I think it might have been.
So can you take us through the day in the life of working in like a facility? Like what your day kind of like entails?
Well,
We got
we're
another
gonna start
about
by
15
rubbing
minutes,
some nuts.
so let's get it in.
And then after that, I tickle some balls. And then I go to work.
a ball
Yeah.
tickler at the lab?
No, not
That
at all.
doesn't seem
It's like one of those
sanitary.
golf ball washers.
It's me and one other guy in the lab. Shout out Frosty Alex. He's a beast.
It sounds frosty.
Yeah, he's a good dude. But so like our typical day is start off in the morning. Once we get in there, you got to run the clave and sterilize the equipment to get ready for the day for subcultures or inductions or if you're
Whatever the day's work is.
Exactly. You want to prep all the equipment. And then, while we're warming up the clave, because it takes a little bit of time to heat up,
Smoke 2 joints.
we'll go into the mother room and goodness. Well, I was waiting for it to pass it, this guy.
You smoke 2 joints.
I do, like I said, just a concentrates guy. And edibles. I love edibles too.
Well, we got this fatty to close this out.
Goodness. Look at that fucking
That's a
cannon.
nice one. That's real nice, guys.
That's nice.
That is nice.
Crikey, if we speak like Australians. Wait, don't like that. There's enough fire going on down there.
That's fucked up.
Oh, that's another thing we should
soon?
shout out.
That's-
If anybody's watching this, go donate $5 to
To the
fucking
fucking
Australia.
koalas, man.
Donate.
Yo, I saw a fucking
I heard
picture of
half a
Australia
billion
from
animals.
space,
Crazy. Insane.
and it literally looks like the entire island is on fire.
That's so fucking sad.
From
It's
space.
insane.
That's scary, yo.
Yeah, that ecosystem is never going to be the same.
No.
People, animals, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Which
a fucking-
is crazy to me because I didn't even think they had stuff to burn there. I thought it was just dirt, like clay, everywhere.
super.
That's everybody's comment.
Y'all
when
never
they're
left the country?
That's a
No, I don't even have a passport.
Yo, we gotta
like,
get
I've
them.
seen,
that's a
I've-
horrible stereotype that represents a very narrow view of the world.
I've seen a lot
Don't you
of
know?
really green grass.
Don't try no.
I've seen a lot of really green property in a lot of countries that you would think don't have green property.
Yeah, you've traveled the world.
Yeah. I mean, at certain shit at Pakistan, we landed in a weed field. I mean, legit landed in a freaking Chinook in a weed field. Had to cut a path through so we could set up camp. Like, that shit was dope.
Wait, you had
That's
to cut
crazy.
something down?
Yeah, I mean, now, don't worry. Listen, there's not a chance in hell that there wasn't that dude in the tent sitting around the fire that would lace up handfuls of that weed everybody had in their pockets and put it up there and let it dry out real fast, and he'd open up everybody's cigarettes for him for a little fee. He'd roll the cigarette, the
'em.
tobacco, and the weed together, and he'd stuff them back up and give you splits. And
The
everybody's-
military government, the government's gonna hit us up being like, yo, you gotta fucking
Bro,
take this podcast down.
You guys can take it. You guys can eat dicks. You guys fucking don't do shit for shit. You fucking suck, by the way. Thanks for my disability check, but it ain't worth it.
Damn.
Yo, you heard it here first, yo.
A little sour sometimes, yeah. A little bit
And then
sour.
shout out to the government if they do watch our podcast, because that's just views.
Good looking out. Yo, well, sponsorship? This year's
No,
podcast is sponsored by the U.S. federal government.
Oh my god.
Please show us your social security number.
Do we get any cool
No,
cool
seriously.
voices
So
this
you
week,
went
Colin?
to, I think you said like Ethiopia was a place.
Yeah,
we get Jeff?
Ethiopia, that's a dope place. Like, no bullshit. I'm going back at one point in time.
If anybody wants to retire I heard Ethiopia is the place to go.
It's pretty effing cheap, people. You can retire like a rock star. I would say if you brought 100K over there and you were over 40, you probably ain't blowing it all.
Headed to Ethiopia, boys.
Like, and that's with a big old fat house and running water. Maybe even electricity.
Luxuries.
No, but like that place right there, we were out in Diradala doing water wells and vaccinating animals and a bunch of shit like that. That's where Shashamene, Ethiopia, that's where Marley's family's all at right now. A whole bunch of his family, they grow fields and fields and fields of weed there. They run the weed industry throughout Ethiopia. You got dump trucks every day driving through town, like 4 guys sitting on top of the harvest with fucking AKs, driving through. Couple dollars,
Wow,
you
yo.
can get handfuls and handfuls of weed.
That's crazy.
Like we couldn't get out to Shashamene. They were like, no, if you go out there, they're literally just gonna shoot you. They'll shoot you on sight. They don't deal with white people. Tough shit.
Get out of here, white boy.
But I mean, that's how it was in the marketplaces. You walk into the market, they see you, and you just hear everybody go mwah ha 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 because they're just dying to fucking overprice you by 100 times the price. So until you learn the phrases and the couple of words you need to learn there, you're paying 100 times the price for things, and then you start looking at them and saying shit like "Gelam farenji wagalo, abasha waga," and they're like, "Oh, no problem," and they change the price.
on?
That's
How did this go
We're
from
out
how
in
did this
outer
go
space
from the
right now,
legal?
yeah.
How did this go from the legal side of cannabis to like fucking like dropping bodies cannabis? Like
No,
yeah,
there was
that's-
no bodies. No, that's a good
AKs.
place.
Well, we-
No, that just keeps the AKs. Just keep everyone in line. Relax.
AKs safe.
keep all
Relax.
the-
Relax.
Also,
The
hey, hold on,
AKs
hold
are
on.
for the weeds protection. Okay.
Weeds
Okay.
protection.
If you're in Ethiopia, you can also get pet monkeys there, people.
If you're listening in Ethiopia, shout out.
That's
Yo,
views.
shout out Bobby,
Thanks for the
family,
views.
Mario McConan. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, so all right, let's
Say
get
that.
that.
Pet
So
monkey.
this is
Let's get
going
this boat back
crazy.
on track. We got 11 minutes. So yo,
I smoke all this weed.
what's the day in the life like?
Like I said,
We got past the autoclave.
autoclaving, going into the mother room, maintaining the mother room. If we have any subs to do. So occasionally
Good
you do
catch.
have to maintenance the plants, and what that means is usually refreshing the media. So by transplanting them under sterile condition into a new vessel, usually containing the same media type if you're trying to do the same function, or a different media type if you're trying to root that tissue. But it would be so we do subcultures first, and then if then we figure out what the next thing is. If we have new inductions to do, say we're trying to regenerate a bunch of strains. We have tons and tons of strains where I work at. There's a lot, and so it's to do the meristematic culture on all of them. It's a really long and drawn out process. So we're actually working through that right now. That's like what's taking up a lot of our time, and just isolating that newly growing bunch of cells at the apical meristem of the plant. Like I said, that's free of the vasculature, and then the idea is to multiply them out free so we can get rid of any viruses. It also has a regenerative effect, because one of the issues with when we were talking about the somatic organogenesis is the use of cytokinins and auxins are depending on where you're at in the country. Everybody's Department of Agriculture is going to have different regulations, especially in regard to their application towards cannabis. And so you can still regenerate the old genetics through the meristematic culture without using these different PGRs, these different plant growth hormones, which are actually labeled as pesticides, even though we're not using them as pesticides. We're using them for their hormonal activities. But it's the idea. What we're trying, what me and my approach, our approach is to do it without hormones, and to not use those different plant growth regulators that are traditionally used in this process, and it works. It works good. We're getting really good results.
So do you do it just for the company you work at, Slater, or do you do it for outside growers that bring them into that facility?
No, I just now I just do it at work. That's it.
I just got shot with an elastic from across the table.
No, that was Q10. That was a wrist flick. Cross.
Yeah, I just do it at work. I actually want to pick up a hood and start keeping just like my own genetics at the house, and start doing the different processes. So I'm gonna actually build like a little lab in my basement, kind of, and do some experimentation.
No, you gotta do your shit.
It'd be cool.
Yeah,
we
we
don't.
seen that. Don't worry. I hope the
There you
camera
go.
caught that too.
Of course it caught that.
Yo, I don't mean to snub you, bro. I would have done the dab for you if you want me to
How long
hold
did
it.
you
You want me to
need
do
this
it for you?
You guys
I don't know.
Hold
Just
feet.
go for it.
Hold feet while you do it.
Fuck it.
I honestly forgot how to dab because I haven't dabbed in so long.
I would like to take a moment to thank the sponsors of the cannabis we smoked, Shiner and Sailor. Shit was
Keep her
fucking
fire.
fuego.
710.
Shit was fucking fuego.
Might
Yeah,
have to type
Fuego.
that all
That's
the way in Shadow
Fallen
Band.
Farms.
It was Scott's OG.
I never give them away, but it's Fallen Farms.
Oh,
Enjoy
no,
digging,
count that
motherfuckers.
out, Count that out.
Nah, they ain't gonna be able to. They ain't worried about it. That shit's so bought to the stores that I can't even get it anymore. And if I can't get it, you know it's becoming a problem.
Scott's OG and what was the other one? Biker Kush?
Biker. Yeah. I'll tell you what. This Skittles. This has got to be a Skittles, isn't it?
Yeah.
This shit smells just like a motherfucking bag of Skittles.
Yeah.
Like,
He actually said
Structure-wise,
he
doesn't-
cut down his actual Skittles plant for this. It's like a watermelon OZ.
doesn't
That's what it is.
look anything crazy, but that is the most Skittles smelling anything I've ever smelled in my life.
Let me see.
Like legit a bag of fucking Skittles. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He said it was watermelon OZ or something.
Damn, I really fucked up, huh?
that's fire.
I think good looking, yo.
That's great.
Oh shit. Well, yeah. So thank you to the smoke sponsors. Thank you to the Care Factory for having us. Thank you to
Shout out Steve.
Steve
SF
for
Glass.
being the fucking man. It was good chatting with you today.
Sorry for last week's video upload not being up there at midnight. YouTube was sucking. I had to re-render the whole video 3 times to get it up.
3 renderings.
It's like, oh, let's fuck with these motherfuckers.
We're gonna try to get ourselves up on that weed tube.
Yeah.
Any
So
you heard
does
about
anyone,
it.
if anyone fucks with weed tube, comment on this fucking video. Let us know if it's dope or not, because we think we're gonna bring this fucking 2-man show over there. All right, kid.
So
So
if you
with
guys
that
want to see
said,
more growers, more artists, let us know.
with that said,
2-man show that always has people on it.
Right.
No, we
Well,
had
yeah,
one
yeah.
2-man show.
yeah, we, I don't know.
All right, guys.
Like,
Have a nice night.
share, comment, fucking show your mom this fucking video.
Hey,
Tell her
hey,
how
hey,
dope
hey.
it
If
is.
you want to see the flower that we're smoking at the end,
Say it.
check out the video
Say
I
it.
put together.
Hey.
Peace.